Okay, cleared for takeoff at Ashgabat Airport, Turkmenistan, runway 30, so we're taking off slightly to the northwest, and then we'll turn a little bit more to the northwest, and we're going to the zoo. So let's get this show on the road. 20 knots, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, rotating. Gear up. And flaps up. And we'll start our turn to the left. Now we'll keep it to about 250 knots. Do that, and we'll turn now, aiming for the base of that range on the left there. Pretty much on track now. Going to climb to 2,000 feet indicated. Mike India Golf 1.
Ashgabat Tower Big 007 frequency change.
Okay, so we're going to find the zoo, which is at the end of that reach. Then we're going to climb to not the scary looking distant reach, but the one in front of it, and fly all the way back down there, turn left across the base of the city, back to the airport. So we're at 2,000 feet now, which puts us about 1,400 feet above the terrain. So as you can see, lots of features and colours to see here. There's an airport. Now, by the look of those revetments there, it must be a military airbase, I would say. Maybe it's unoccupied at the moment. Maybe. Okay, so about 6 miles out. This design up on the left is now, actually I can see what it is from here. It's a horse's head. Okay. I guess some kind of tribute to the nomadic riders of yore in this part of the world. We're going to get a good look at it when we fly along that bridge there. Okay, now we just start to see, let's go to the left wing camera. We just start to see where the road goes between the racetrack and the zoo. So I'm going to swing to the right a bit, because we're going to do a left turn around the racetrack and the zoo, and we're going to fly back along that ridge. Now, depending on your aircraft, maybe not the tallest part of the ridge, but maybe about there where it gets a bit more gentle. Anyway, it's a good opportunity to, I'm going to change the radio channel, it's a good opportunity to find out what your aircraft can do. So here it is, there's the zoo. I can see a couple of, I can see national symbol on the racetrack, and I can see some fairy penguins in the zoo over there, which if you don't know, they're Australian penguins, about the size of a cat. Australia having fairy penguins and flying foxes and all kinds of exotic creatures. So horse racing track and horse on the plane tells me that horses played a big part in the history of Turkmenistan. Looking at the terrain, these vast plains, you can understand why. So this is the ridge. Now if you could manage it, you could fly over that. This aircraft can manage it, but I've got it throttled back to a pretty low speed, but it certainly looks spectacular. Get a picture of that. Wow. Let's get that little camera out. Awesome. And here's the lower part of the ridge here, which should be, it's only 3,500 feet. Should be quite accessible for most aircraft, I'd say. And there we go, looking to the left. Let's get the reach-in camera onto it. We're going to see the horse's head on the plane. Awesome. Just follow this down to the end. Yep. Just stick to the high ground here. I'm going to turn left in about 7 miles and fly across the city. So I'm actually at 4,000 feet now. Feels comfortable. Gives us a great vista off to the right. Nice. Let's get the wing GoPro camera out there. So there we go. We can see the ridge ends rather abruptly, and that's where we're going to turn left. It's about how far left? Not terribly far, about 60 degrees to the left. We can see the road. Yep, that road branching off to the left down there. That's the one we're going to follow. And there's a big transmission tower on the right, just a good landmark too. So here we go, here's our left turn. Very distinctive intersection there. And I'm going to let down back to 2,000 feet. It's very flat down here. And there's all kinds of government buildings coming up on the right. Let's get the camera out onto them. And of course our airport is over to the left there somewhere. So just follow this road and check out the parks and monuments. Now it's still quite early in the morning. So if you fly later in the day, you're going to see of course a lot more colour. But there you go, look at that. Awesome. Okay, just getting some happy snaps here. So there's the road. Winds its way across to the east. And the city up to the north there. Alright, about 6 miles to the final turn point. So the next flight I'll do a few orbits over the city once we get to the end of the flight path here. Flying very slow today, about 200 knots. And we still managed to get this far in about 10 minutes. Now let's get the camera out. Let's see. What we're looking for is rather distinctive intersection. 2 miles out. That's a town called Anal, I think it's pronounced. And I think I can see it there. It's pretty much at the edge of, right at the edge of town. So right at the corner of this block, and there's a lake in front of us. A couple of lakes to the left. That's it. Spot on. So as I climb back to the airport, you'll see ahead of us two very rectangular lakes. Let's go to the right wing. Yep. A couple more there. And there's the airport as we turn back to the left. Pretty much lined up to land actually, if they want us to land. Let's see what they want. Let's see what they want us to do.
Tower MiG-0077 miles southeast, 2,200 feet to land.
MiG-007 Tower. Altimeter 29.77 with 256 to 14. Take straight in runway 30 right.
Right. Excellent. That's where we took off from. Gear down. Flaps down. Mike India Golf 1.
Cleared to land runway 30 right, MiG-007.
So that worked out very well. So fly to that intersection, turn left, get permission to land, and you're already set up on final. It's nice when that happens. So I'll land now. We might even land under the 15-minute mark. Now, then I'll come back later in the morning and have a bit more of a sightseeing, do a few orbits around the city here. I mean, our flight plan basically was an orbit around the city, but we'll just bring it in a bit tighter. Okay, so let's get this landing sorted. Speed's good, altitude's good, gears down, flaps down, fuel is good. The outer marker beeping at us. Or stall warning. No, it's not outer marker. Just glancing to the left, you can see here there's so many interesting features to check out. But let's glance back at the landing for now. And keep that from getting too interesting. Coming in a bit hot, but that's okay. We'll lose that extra 20 knots pretty quickly here. So flare at a couple hundred feet, 110 knots now, sinking, powering up a little bit, and touchdown at 99, which pretty good. Well, I just missed that turn, but actually I'll probably turn back there. Excellent. I'll come back in a couple of hours and have a bit more of a close look at the city.